Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? We're back for the Mexican Grand Prix this weekend, and it's quite a short turnaround from the race we had last weekend, the US Grand Prix. That was a brilliant, brilliant race. Really enjoyed that one. So, hoping for more of the same here. We're just in the process now, waiting for this race to get up and started. It'll be getting going very soon. They'll be starting out on the formation lap. So before they do that, let's have a look at the grid. Obviously, Max Verstappen is on pole position. It would be better if it was Perez on pole position, to be honest with you. Welcome, Diane. How are you? Great to see you back again. Happy Sunday to you. Okay, starting in 20th, we've Lance Stroll. Then we have Magnussen in 19th, Latifi 18th, Albon 17th, Vettel 16th, Schumacher 15th, Gasly 14th, Tsunoda is in 13th, Zhou is in 12th, Ricciardo starts in 11th, and then in the top 10 we have Ocon in 10th. Alonso then is 9th. Norris starts in 8th. We have Leclerc a little bit far back there in 7th, actually. Surprising, the Ferraris just weren't at the races during qualifying this weekend. Bottas, 6th. That's a surprise, but very, very good performance. And actually, the Alfa Romeo was doing very well this weekend during practice sessions as well. So they seem to have a good package this weekend. Let's see what they can do anyway. That's what it comes down to. The proof will be in the pudding, as they say. So in 5th place, then Carlos Sainz. Perez, the local hero, the home hero, starting in 4th. He's our wish for today's win. That's why I'm wearing the Red Bull t-shirt. It's not to celebrate Max Verstappen winning the World Championship, because as we know, that's always very, very controversial. We don't go there. Talk about Ted Kravitz on Sky Sports, what he did recently. So Hamilton then is in 3rd, Russell is in 2nd, and Verstappen is in 1st. But let's have a chat about those Mercedes. I think they have a really good chance today. We saw that they were very good last weekend. So they were there or thereabouts last weekend. Now, Verstappen had a few of his own issues caused by his pit stop. But my goodness, Hamilton put up the fight. He put up the fight. So I'm expecting similar again today. And actually, they should be able to do a better job. Now, I'm going to be very sneaky here and say that I personally would prefer if Russell won the race. But, I'm sure there's lots of Hamilton fans out there. If you are a Hamilton fan, though, tell me, how would that go down? So if Hamilton was guaranteed 2nd place, but Russell won the race, is that a sickener? Yeah, probably is. It probably is. If you can't beat your teammate, then you can't beat anybody, really. I think that's what it comes down to. They're doing the formation lap now, so they're going around, getting those tires warmed up. Speaking of tires, let's have a look at this. So there's a huge mix on the grid at the moment. So a lot of cars are starting on the medium tire. And if you look at this snapshot that we have on the screen here, if you're starting on the medium tire, you could be going for a one-stopper today, switching onto the hard tire around the 28th to 35th lap. And then lap 16 to 22, if you're starting on the soft tire, for a two-stopper, going twice onto the medium tires. You can see that there are a lot of different permutations here. I'm hoping for the two-stopper again. I think the pit strategy really added an extra element to last week's race as well. So Dion is asking, what's the drama or news of the weekend? There isn't anything too dramatic. Max Verstappen is refusing to speak to Sky Sports after Ted Kravitz apparently said that Lewis Hamilton deserved to win the World Championship last year. So that's handbag stuff. Haven't heard anything about the Haas seat just yet. So all is calm on the Western Front. Now they're just coming around onto the grid. We'll see now if our tracker is working. It's not until the race usually gets up and running that the tracker kicks in. Okay. All right, they're getting there. They're getting there. Now let's make sure we have everything up and running. There's Lewis Hamilton's father. Can't remember his name. We'll call him Mr. Hamilton. That works for me. Mr. Hamilton. Oh, I have the theme tune stuck in my head now for some reason. Slowly but surely they're milling around here. That's Lance Stroll just coming around the corner. Okay, good. Good. They're getting lined up now. I was about to say it's lights out. It's not lights out yet. The lights haven't come on. Keep my eyes on this now. Yeah, green flag is waving, so they're getting ready to go here. And here come the red lights for 5, and we're off. It looks like a good start for Verstappen. Hamilton has had a great start as well, but he's going to battle here with George Russell. Russell just got ahead of Hamilton. And now it's Perez trying to go down the inside. No, it's not going to work. Just don't crash, Perez. That would be a disaster. Hamilton versus Russell here, and Perez in the mix as well. There's been a little bit of contact there. It looks like Russell has been hit. He's still running in the race, but he's lost a place. Was it with Perez? It looks like he may have touched with Perez. It was either Perez or Hamilton. But Hamilton is up into second place now. So it's game on. Big battle here coming up between Hamilton and Verstappen. This is what we want to see. Whoa, listen to the crowd. The crowd at the US Grand Prix was epic. But here, with a Mexican running in the top, he's in third place. So Perez is in third place. That's what the cheer is for. That's what the cheer is for. We will do some team radios as well when they come in. So Alonso is up as well. Alonso's up into 7th. So from 9th to 7th, I believe. Yeah, I think he started in 9th place. Oh yeah, listen to the crowd there. They're going wild. Wild. Sainz is still ahead of Leclerc as well. We'll do a rundown on the order when things settle down a little bit. So they're just coming around now to complete the first lap. Okay, so it's Verstappen in the lead. It's Hamilton 2nd. Perez is in 3rd. Russell is in 4th. Sainz 5th. Leclerc is 6th. Alonso 7th. Bottas has dropped down to 8th, down 2 positions. Ocon is in 9th and Norris is in 10th. Norris also down 2 positions from the start. Tsunoda is in 11th. Zhou is in 12th. Ricciardo 13th. So Ricciardo has also lost 2 places. This is all about the 2s today. Vettel is up 2 places to 14th. Stroll is up 5 places to 15th. Gasly is down 2 to 16th. Mick Schumacher is down 2 to 17th. Magnussen is up 1 to 18th. And Albon is down, you'll never guess, 2 places to 19th. Latifi is down 2 places to 20th. So that's the order we have at the moment. Fastest first sector going in there for Sergio Perez. We have a George Russell team radio. Now this is what I'm interested to hear. Make sure my volume's turned up so I can hear it myself.
So Perez 0.9 ahead, Sainz 0.8 behind, 1 lap more without DRS.
I was expecting a little bit more drama than that. Okay, so it's just a simple update. No replay yet of what happened to Russell. It looked like he just got a knock from behind, possibly from Perez, or else he made wheel-to-wheel contact with Hamilton. So looking forward to seeing that when they do eventually put it up there. So this is going to be a 71-lap race. We're just coming around now to start a 3rd lap. These are short laps here, actually. You could see that in the gaps between the cars as well during qualifying and free practice. Max Verstappen leads. Okay, so my prediction for today is, surprise, surprise, Max Verstappen to win the race. He's going to have a tough time, though. I think Hamilton is going to put it up to him. 1.5 seconds now between Hamilton and Verstappen. Fastest lap there for Verstappen. Okay. Our wish, of course, is we need to see Sergio Perez win. That's what we want. That's why I'm wearing the Red Bull, not you, Red Bull t-shirt today. It's for Perez, the local home hero. It would be fantastic to see him win. And our dark horse, George Russell. It's always George Russell. I'm never going to change it from Russell until he wins a race. It's just going crazy. Mr. Lampara, this are... Okay. George Drives, or Your Drives, would love for Checo to win. Yeah, it has to be Checo today. He is the one we want to see win it. And I'm sorry if this is a strong race for Mercedes. It has to be Perez. You couldn't begrudge him that. Mercedes, you can have Brazil. Just give Perez this one. Anyway, this is the onboard here with Lewis Hamilton. A replay of the start. So far, so good. He's keeping it clean, going around the outside. Oh, he took a lovely line in there. He ran Russell a little bit wide. It doesn't matter. It's the start of the race. I wouldn't so much get caught up on that. Racing incidents happen at the start of the race. You just have to get your elbows out. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Now on board with George Russell. So let's see what Russell gets up to. So Russell very much has his eyes on Verstappen. He's trying around the outside into the first corner. Doesn't work. He has to drop back behind Verstappen again. He's keeping the same line as Verstappen pretty much. And there's Hamilton around the outside. Oh, they cut away from that. They should have stayed on board with that. Right, this is with the Perez. The Perez. We'll call him the Perez for this weekend. And Perez is just behind Russell here. And he gets a good run on him. Yeah, it's all good. So actually, no contact for Russell. It looks like when he had this side-by-side with Lewis Hamilton, he ran a little bit wide onto the curb, and that's probably why the car jumped up a little bit. So that more than likely explains that. We have a Carlos Sainz team radio. Hopefully this is a good one.
Look for front saturation in 13, and you were a bit too fast in the high speed, about 2-3 tenths.
Okay, not too interesting. What is interesting, though, interesting seems to be my word of the day so far. Verstappen and Perez are on the soft tires, and both Ferraris are on the soft tires, but you'll never guess who's on the medium tires. Yep, you got it. It's the Mercedes cars. Both of the Mercs, let's just call them Mercs. Mercedes is. Both of the Mercs are on medium tires, which kind of more or less potentially puts them on a one-stopper if they choose to go down that route. Whereas Red Bull are more than likely on a two-stopper. Alonso in 7th, Bottas 8th, Ocon 9th, Norris 10th. They're all in the medium tires as well. So they could be on a one-stopper. And then we have Tsunoda, Vettel, Schumacher, and Latifi on the soft tires. So not many cars went for the soft tires, but critically, both Red Bulls and both Ferraris are on the soft tires. Fernando Alonso team radio. Now these are usually good. Don't let me down, Fernando.
So Bottas at 0.6 behind again. Back left available for turn 4.
Where are the exciting team radios gone? Maybe later in the race when we have a few incidents. Yeah, the tracker's working. Good news. 1.3 seconds now between Verstappen and Hamilton. So Hamilton is getting closer and closer to that DRS range. It was 1.5 seconds 2 laps ago, so he has closed a little bit. But the different tyres, that is the key factor here in this battle. That's going to come into play. Right, this is an onboard here with Bottas, and Bottas is behind our good friend Fernando Alonso, who was certainly in the battles last time out. Alonso had a coming together with Lance Stroll, managed to send his car flying through the air, crashed into the wall, got back to the pits, got his front wing changed, new tyres, no damage to the suspension by the looks of it, and then he managed to finish 7th, I think. 7th. And after the race, we had their good friends over at Haas decided to lodge a complaint, and Alonso lost his 7th place, which elevated Magnussen then into the points. And then there was an appeal on Thursday, and Alonso actually won the appeal. So he's been reinstated back into 7th place. So there you go. An exciting week for Alpine off the track. And last Sunday, very much on the track. A little bit of a train, though, behind Alonso. He's on medium tires as well, just like everybody else following him. Ocon is just behind Bottas. Do we have the gaps? The interval... 1.3 seconds between Verstappen and Hamilton. Hamilton has the fastest lap now. It's 2.6 seconds back then to Perez from Hamilton, so Perez needs to get his foot down. Good evening, Keep Six, or good afternoon, I'm guessing, where you are. Quite a soft start. Well, soft start if you're a Red Bull or a Ferrari. Yes, no real coming togethers at the start at all. All very gentlemanly. So very clean. Maybe Ricciardo could change that here. So Ricciardo's trying to get past Zhou, and it's not working for him at the moment, but he's trying absolutely everything here. He really wants this. Now, I have a Max Verstappen team radio. Let's see if we can continue with the boring team radios or if Max is going to spice it up. Go for it, Max.
And Max,
That's a slow grip.
give up the entry to 3 for a better exit, please.
All right, low grip, which I think is a common complaint we're hearing from most of the teams this weekend. Jord says those top 3 best lap times are crazy close, especially considering the tire differences. Yeah, the tire differences, that surprises me a lot to see the difference. It is very close. The lap itself around here, quite a short lap, so usually you see the cars being quite close together. But yeah, with the tire difference, so Hamilton is he's doing well. He's doing well on the medium tires. I was about to say it again. Hamilton's on fire, but no, Ricciardo can't get the move done. That's usually a joke though we reserve for the Ferraris about them being on fire, and they usually are on fire. Hamilton has the fastest lap on the medium tires. He does indeed. Hamilton seems to really like medium tires, though. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but the Mercedes seem to really like the medium tires in all the races we've seen. Well, let's say in the second half of this season so far. What I find fascinating is the comments that were coming from Hamilton yesterday after qualifying, where he was saying he was having a few engine issues on the car and that he could have gone much faster, and he was pretty much there. You know, he was pretty close to the pole position time as it was. Now I know he finished in third, but between himself and Russell. So yeah, if Hamilton can pull out a good race today, all the indicators are pointing towards a Hamilton win at the moment, especially when you look at Verstappen is going to have to 2-stop. He's on the soft tires. 2-stopper for Verstappen. You're right. You don't want to get that close to the car in front. Where are we going with our live timing? That's better. Now, Ricciardo got the move done there. He finally got past Guan Yu Zhou, or Zhou Guan Yu, whichever way it is. Where's my timer gone? I need to get that back on the screen because 1.6 seconds now between Verstappen and Hamilton. So Verstappen, yeah, he's managed to create a little bit of a bigger gap, but his tires should start to fall away soon. We're on lap 9, and lap 9 we're predicting. Sorry, this is coming up on the screen again. Lap 14. That is last week's. Sorry about that. Here we go. Mexico City. Lap 16 to 22. Okay, so we've about another 7 laps before that window really opens. But where is the cliff on these tires? We have yet to find out. Hamilton looks much closer than 1.6 seconds there. And you know what? Perez looks much closer as well. Perez now is 1.5 seconds behind Hamilton. So Perez is coming for Hamilton at the moment, but Perez also on those soft tires. Yeah, you can see on the tracker that there is a good gap there between Perez and Hamilton just as they come down towards that corner. So that's slightly behind the chat. Not perfect. Not perfect. This is what happens. Every single circuit is slightly different, and sometimes there's a chicane right where my head needs to go, and we just have to deal with it. This time it's going beneath the chat. Still that fastest lap though with Lewis Hamilton. Doesn't look like anybody's getting close to it. Alrighty, Magnussen is in last place now. Don't know what happened to Magnussen actually to put him back there. And we have Latifi then in 19th, Schumacher 18th, Albon 17th, Gasly 16th, Stroll 15th, Vettel 14th, Zhou 13th, Ricciardo 12th, Tsunoda 11th, Norris 10th, Ocon 9th, Bottas 8th, Alonso 7th, Leclerc 6th, Sainz in 5th, Russell 4th, Perez 3rd, Hamilton 2nd, and Verstappen in 1st. So 5th and 6th for the Ferraris. This is possibly the weakest we've seen the Ferraris all season. They're usually, always battling for the lead, and whatever happens in the pit stops happens in the pit stops. Yeah, Hamilton's still holding that fastest lap, and it doesn't look like anybody's pumping in fast sectors either. Lance Stroll, are you going to be the person to break our boring team radio streak? Let's see.
sliding everywhere, man. I've no grip.
Yes, yes, that's more like it, Lance. Thank you very much. Yes, you've brightened up the evening. He's sliding everywhere. We don't need to repeat all of that message, but grip, once again, we're hearing a very big issue. Oh, a fastest sector 2 has just gone in there for Verstappen. Those tires he's on are 13 laps old. Can you believe it? 13 laps old. Just looking at the Formula 1 app here. Where can I see the tires? Tires. Oh, that's definitely not what I wanted to press. Maybe I want to press this. Nope. Oh, I'm going to have to learn about this app later on. They're saying that Verstappen's tires are 11 laps old, and our tracker on screen is saying 14. So they may be tires that they used during qualifying, possibly. Jord is pretty impressed with Bottas getting into Q3 and still keeping it in the points. The Bottas has been great this weekend. Even I think it was free practice 3 where he got very close to the front as well, running very, very close. Possibly Q1 actually. But yeah, they seem strangely uninhibited this weekend. And then by comparison, you have Sainz and Leclerc who just are a little bit out of sorts. A little bit out of sorts for whatever reason. Can't put my finger on it. It's aero more than anything else because it's definitely not engine related. Of course, a completely different altitude here as well, which definitely comes into play. Less drag. Oh, there was the Lance Stroll team radio again. We have a team radio for Daniel Ricciardo, although I'm afraid to play this one because this might be very boring. Lance Stroll has set a new high.
Okay, you can use overtake out of 3 as well if you need. You can use overtake out of 3. Let me know about tyres when you can.
Yeah, all good. I've got him in front.
Okay. Overtake out of 3 and... Ooh, where is he? He is... he's not that close to Yuki Tsunoda. I think it's more... he's defending. He has to defend. That's why he needs to use that. I automatically assumed he was attacking, but no, it looks like he's defending at the moment. What is the interval between Ricciardo and Zhou? 6/10 of a second. So Zhou will have... Oh, Gasly and Stroll. Okay, Stroll gets the move done there. I'm waiting for something dramatic to happen now. Keep 6 is my psychic. Oh, sudden move there from Stroll. Oh, around the outside. Running a very deep there. They both go off the track. I think, Gasly, you should give that place back, to be honest. Better safe than sorry, but you have Albon ready to capitalize here as well. Oh, what's he going to do? Cuts it to the other side. It's the lock up from Gasly. He pushes Stroll off the track. Actually, Stroll did very well to get out of the way. Stroll going crazy on the radio, as you'd expect. The tires just touch as well. Yeah, Gasly, give it back. Give it back. Red Bull team radio coming up, apparently, according to Keep 6. Okay, well, I'm going to keep my ears peeled for this one. Oh, Verstappen, here we go. Break the toe, Max. Break the toe. Don't break your toes. Break the toe with Lewis Hamilton. 1.7 seconds is the gap at the moment, but Hamilton seems to be getting some kind of an advantage from his car placement here, which once again, without high altitude, sorry, it's high altitude, isn't it? At high altitude, I guess it's a little bit easier to get a slipstream. Coming through the stadium section, oh, it looks so dramatic. But of course, Sergio Perez is not winning the race, so that's keeping them a little bit quiet. He's in third place at the moment, and he finished in third last year, so there was massive celebrations for that. It would be better if he could do 2 places better this year, of course. Lewis Hamilton putting in fastest laps and gradually creeping closer to Verstappen, according to the Mercedes Twitter. It's still 1.7 seconds from what I can see, and I'm not seeing any faster sectors coming up just at the moment. It's down to 1.5 seconds, though, as I say it. Down to 1.5 seconds. We're now into the pit window as well for the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. They could come in at any stage. Lance Stroll Team Radio. We gotta listen to this.
Yeah, Gasly,
Man, you gotta tell me what to do, because
keep doing what you're doing.
feeling.
You're within a tenth of Ocon on medium. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is struggling massively. Okay? Use your tools. Go up on entry. Prioritise exits. Everybody is struggling, and you're within a tenth of Ocon on medium.
You know what? We have to prioritise Lance Stroll Team Radios. They're brilliant. They're really, really good. So he's still struggling big time on the tires, but we heard it there. Everybody's struggling. Absolutely everybody is struggling. We've heard a few other team radios where the drivers have been saying that they have no grip whatsoever. Fastest lap for Max Verstappen. Keep Six says the first box will tell. Who's going to box first? Who is going to box first? Now, it's not going to be Hamilton or Russell because they're on medium tires. But will it be Perez or Verstappen, or will the Ferraris set the tone for the rest of the day? Now, this is Albon, I'm guessing. Yeah, Albon behind Stroll. So Gasly hasn't given that place back at all. He has not. We need to be on the lookout for a Max Verstappen team radio. Let's see if there's anything coming up here. Not at the moment. Ooh, Verstappen team radio. Maybe this is the one. Let's have a listen.
Yeah, Max, so have a look at that tray, turn 2, 3. I think you can push turn 2 a little bit and give up turn 3. Looks like a better overall compromise. Just need to try and break this toe, Max. Doing a great job.
I know the one you're talking about, Keep Six. It actually came up on the TV stream, but I don't have it on the Formula One app for some reason. It is a good team radio as well, the Verstappen one. But there's a question for you: if you could keep team radio for 3 drivers, which 3 would it be? I think it's Verstappen, it's Alonso, and maybe Stroll, based on what I'm hearing today. Stroll is always good. High entertainment value, but not always at the cutting edge of the racing, but always action. 5-second penalty for Gasly. Oh, Gasly, you should have given back the place. Should have given back the place. Unbelievable. Jord, I completely agree with you. It would be great if we still had Kimi team radio. Now there was a winner every time. Kimi team radio. Avan says, good evening from South Africa. Good evening, Avan. Good to have you here. I saw the South African cricket team beat India today at the World Cup. Now, when I say I saw it, I saw the last 15 minutes, but it happened. Keep Six, it's like a joke, mate. So much Red Bull radio, it's like a radio station. Yeah, Red Bull radio, they do, look at the characters there, Christian Horner. They love the sound of their voice. It's not the biggest surprise. So it's confirmed on the screen now, so Gasly does get a 5-second penalty for forcing another car off the track. Should have given back the place. Should have given it back. You'd have to wonder though, does Gasly care? Well, he does care. Does AlphaTauri care? That's the question, because Gasly is out the door at the end of the season. Avan says it was an awesome match, low scoring but full of action. Yes, I must actually check when the Irish team are playing next. Not that they're world beaters or anything. They just beat England last week though, so that's why I mentioned them. Keepsake says the West Indies failed. So much rain in Aussie land for the cup, mate. It's let me see. It's oh yeah, no, it's I was going to say it's going into winter there now, isn't it, in Australia? It's definitely not going into winter. It'll be going into summer more than anything else. Which means we're in springtime now, I guess, in Australia. So there. Reno says, evening from South Africa too. Agree on Kimmy team radio wise. Love the guy. Reno, thanks for keeping up to date. Box coming soon, says Keep Six. Oh yes, here we go. We're well into that. Pit stop window. Let me see if I can get this right. Yomel says, good morning from the Philippines. Good morning to you. Hamilton gap. I'll have a look at the Hamilton gap now. It's 2.3 seconds. So if anything, those soft tires are getting a little bit faster. All right, Ferrari are considering Plan C. Where do Ferrari plans even start? Plan C, Plan D, Plan Z. Who knows? Who knows? Sainz has a big gap over Leclerc at the moment. It's 9 seconds, is it? No, it's 9 seconds back to Russell, and it's 4 seconds back to Leclerc from Sainz. So Leclerc and Sainz are both really struggling here. They're not in the game at all. Stroll has pitted, by the way. He's on the soft tires. I was wondering why he was running in last place for a second. Avon says that Ireland are impressive thus far. They are becoming great cricket nation. Well, I don't know about that, but they certainly know how to throw up a surprise during a World Cup. That's good. That's good. What is Plan C? We are checking. Comment of the evening so far. We are checking. Yes. Classic Ferrari. Oh, Ferrari. I never did get around to recording that Ferrari jingle that we play every time they screw up, but maybe for next season. Hopefully they'll have gotten rid of all the screw ups by next season, because they need to fight for the championship. Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull. 3-way battle for the championship. That's what we need. Now this is Vettel with Guan Yu Zhou, 0.5 of a second. Vettel, of course, is on the soft tires. No, it's not happening for him yet, but he's going to try again. DRS open. No, that won't happen either. And we're looking here at a Haas, and it's an Albon sandwich. No, it's a Latifi sandwich. Latifi in between Schumacher and Magnussen. Grand battle for 17th, 18th, 19th. Big battle there for those guys. Big battle. Now we're back to the Vettel versus Zhou. 0.8 of a second, 0.9 of a second. DRS open here again. No, not working. Not working, but I like this though. I like the circuits where DRS doesn't give you a slam dunk easy overtake. You need to still put in a little bit of work for it. So Mercedes have just told Russell that there's a clear drop in pace from Verstappen, and that he will be boxing soon as a result. Let's have a look. So last lap around 123.6, Hamilton 123.4, Perez 123.4, Russell 123.6, which is the same as Verstappen. So Mercedes possibly talking through their Enos. Possibly. No box yet. Keep six, you're right. No box yet. They're running deep. I wonder if this is a bid to get them onto the one-stopper. Hard tires, perhaps. Hard tire. King Latifi's battles are always big. Most of them are with the barrier. Oh, Jord. Oh, you can't say that, Jord. We have a lot of Canadians listening here. You can't say that. Oh, you can't say that. Speaking of Canadians, Stroll is running in last, but he seems to be the only guy who's pitted so far in this race. Nobody else has pitted yet, so Stroll is the early mover. He's sticking very clearly to the two-stopper. Over 20 laps on every driver's tyres. You're right. 24 laps on Perez and Verstappen's tyres. 24 laps on Sainz. 23 laps on Leclerc's tyres. Anybody else beat that? 25 laps for Schumacher on his tyres. So they're obviously carryover from qualifying, these tyres. Hamilton then has 21 laps and Russell has 21 laps on the medium tyres though. Now need to keep an eye on these lap times. 1:23.2 for Verstappen and 1:23.3 for Hamilton. So I'm not really sure what the Mercedes pit crew were talking about. I do expect that cliff is going to come soon for the soft tires, but if Verstappen can manage to keep putting in the fastest laps like this, then stay out. Stay out. The only thing we need to be careful of course, is one of those tires delaminating or exploding or something like that, which is never fun. Never fun. 2.0 seconds now between Verstappen and Hamilton. And Perez is 4 seconds behind Hamilton. So Perez falling away a little bit. George Russell now is 1.8 seconds behind Perez. Left front is giving Verstappen trouble. Oh, we have another Lance Stroll team radio. Well, we have to play that.
So Jun needs us to look after fronts for 10 laps.
Could you say we're on plan B?
At the moment, yes. Just look after these tyres for 10 laps and we'll review.
Plan B. Look after the tyres for 10 laps. What could Plan B be? It's Plan A, I'm guessing, is the two-stopper, so Plan B is possibly... Oh, Perez. Box. It's Perez is going to come in. Here he comes. So this should be medium tires if he's on a two-stopper. They are medium tires, yeah. Yellow rimmed tires, so that'll never get him to the end. Oh, there's a problem. Oh my god, I can't believe it. With the rear left, 5 seconds stop, so he's lost about, let's say, anywhere between 2 and 3 seconds. That's all he needs. So Russell will be ahead of him after the pit stops. This is not good. Not good for Perez. Jord says it looks like Max has learned some tire whispering from Checo. Potentially. Yeah, Perez used to be great on the tires. A Checo toe coming? You'd never know. Stranger things have happened. Where is Perez now? So he's come out between Alonso and Leclerc. But he has a little bit of a gap to Leclerc. It's about 5 seconds. So a little bit of clear air there for Perez at least. He needs to get the foot down and get going. Latifi's in the pits as well. Here comes Verstappen. No, he's going to continue. No pit stop this time around for Verstappen. And same for Hamilton, as you'd expect. As you would expect. Hamilton says his tires are okay. We have Daniel Ricciardo team radio.
Opportunity turn 13, slightly earlier braking to set the corner up more.
Little bit of training there from the pit crew. Could Hamilton box for hards? Could he box for hards? Well, and that is the question. Actually, I'm going to bring back up the left front is dead, according to Verstappen. Didn't mean to give anybody a heart attack there. Apologies. Keep 6 is saying that Max is going to come in. Where's Verstappen now? Yeah, he's just coming around the final few corners. Looks like Schumacher is in the pits as well. And here comes Verstappen now. And in he goes. Yep. Bono, my tires are okay, actually. Jord, you are our comedian of the day, for sure. If you're to go with reverse psychology, that was a good stop for Verstappen, but reverse psychology, then that means his tires aren't doing so well, but he doesn't seem to employ that at all this year. Perez is setting fastest sectors, sector 1, sector 2. Very, very fast. Fastest lap for Sergio Perez. It's a 1:21.9. That is crazy fast. That is going to undercut Russell. That's going to undercut Russell. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, guys, a certain Sir Lewis Hamilton is leading the race. There you go. Strat +6. You're right, keep 6. I just heard it now. +6. So let's get the tires back up on the screen for a second. Lap 26. Yeah, so they ran late with the pit stop for Red Bull, definitely beyond lap 22. +6 then would be, oh gosh, well, it could be 28 +6, or it could be 35 +6, the way that's going. But let's guesstimate around lap 40 for a pit stop for Mercedes. That's my guess now. Perez, team radio.
So Leclerc the car in front on new softs, 24.7 his last lap.
Perez is battling with Leclerc at the moment. He's very close to him, and he's much fresher rubber on that car now. Much fresher rubber. Leclerc still going around on those soft tires. Now, I think the Ferraris are in big danger of being eaten up here. This is not good. They should have pitted by now. There he goes. Perez is through, and he's up into 5th place now. George is due. Well, George is due. George is on the medium tires. I don't know what Mercedes are going to do here. Will they pit Russell first or after Hamilton? I think Russell is almost certainly going to lose the position now to Perez. Perez going much faster than them. Another fastest first sector here for Sergio Perez as well. Why are we getting a 1:24.5 for Perez as his last time around? That is not accurate for sure. Was it pit stop related? Who knows? Who knows? I'll keep an eye on it. Dion wants to know, what did you miss? Well, what you've missed, Dion, is that the Red Bulls have pitted. They started on the soft tires, of course, and now they're on the medium tires. Hamilton and Russell have stayed out. We've already heard that Hamilton is going to try and target an extra 6 laps over the target, which I'm going to guess he's coming in around lap 40, possibly. Perez got DRS from Leclerc, so could be another fastest lap. Let's see. Fastest sector 1, but it doesn't look like it's a 1:22.2. And Verstappen just set a 1:22.4. So they are 2 seconds faster than Sainz and 1 second faster than Hamilton and Russell at the moment. Of course, Hamilton and Russell are on medium tires, but they're not fresh medium tires. They are not fresh. Perez now 2 seconds away, 2.4 seconds behind Sainz, so he's going to chase him down. Hamilton is having cuts in his engine, he's saying. Still having cuts on his engine, he's actually saying. Whether these are the cuts he was having yesterday during qualifying, I don't know. I don't know at all. Oh, we have a Lance Stroll team radio. How lucky are we? Let's listen to this. He's in...
Are people struggling on medium?
Yes, and the track's cooling down, so that's going to get worse. You're catching Magnussen. That will protect us from the blue for Hamilton, so catching Magnussen is helping us.
So he's struggling. He pitted for soft tires, I believe, actually. Soft tires. I'll confirm that for you now in a second. So Stroll is running in 18th, yes, and he's on soft tires. And interestingly, they're saying the track is getting cooler. Air temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Humidity 33%. There might be rain before the end of the race, by the way. I did hear that earlier. Possibly. The wind 2 kilometers per hour, so that's pretty insignificant. Track temperature 39 degrees Celsius at the moment. It's quite hot. It's quite hot. Now, here we go. Perez has cut Sainz, and this is the battle for 4th place. And I fully expect... Hamilton, box. What's the +6? Strat +6? My tires are fine, and he's coming in. It was reverse psychology all along. I can't believe it. They keep using the reverse psychology. So Hamilton is going to pit. He's in. He's pitted. He has pitted. That means a certain Mr. George Russell, I almost said Jack Russell, sorry. George Russell is leading the race. Looks like Hamilton 3.3 seconds. Sainz is pitted, so Perez is through. That's Perez into 4th place now. So he's behind Hamilton, 4 seconds behind Hamilton. They made huge ground there on the Mercedes during that stint. Now, Hamilton came out, was it hard tires? Yes, hard tires for Hamilton. So he's going to the end of the race now on these tires. He did 30 laps on mediums. He will do easily 41 laps on hard tires. Dion, Red Bull 2-stop? It looks like it. It does look like it. Russell says the tires are feeling good. Let's extend. Well, you know what? I've given up talking about tires after my prediction that Hamilton would pit on lap 40. And he only pitted 10 laps earlier than that. So there you go. There you go. They had to react though. I think Mercedes could see that the Red Bull was going much faster on the medium tires. A little bit of a struggle there getting the front right on for Carlos Sainz. Ferrari not making life easy for themselves. Checo needs to send it. Yes, he does, Jord. He definitely needs to send it. 1.9 seconds behind Hamilton now. Oh, Lewis is coming for you. Lewis, of course, is on the hard tires, so that's definitely not optimal. Another fastest lap as well for Perez. Another fastest lap for Perez. Very, very good. That is exactly what we want to see. Any more team radios? Fernando Alonso.
All temperatures on tyres look all nice and stable.
Yeah, copy. I'm on brake zero because of that.
Leclerc almost lost the car there, just seeing a replay of it. Oh, he got completely up on the curb and it just nearly spun him around. But lost the back of the car there. Not good. I do worry about Leclerc quite a bit because he has a little bit of a reputation this season of just binning it. Just binning it. Now, Russell leads. We have Verstappen in 2nd place. That's ominous, of course. He's 6 seconds ahead of Hamilton. And 1.8 seconds is still the gap between Hamilton and Perez. Russell says he wants to try soft tires. I am not convinced that's the best way forward. But then again, I'm not a Formula 1 driver. What would I know? What would I know? I'm just here to see Perez win the race. Oh, Norris and Sainz battling. Here's Leclerc now. And he gets past Ricciardo. That's a replay there, so he's behind his teammate now. And it's... oh, that couldn't be right, could it? Oh, it's 2.7 seconds. Oh, Norris has pitted. Oh, there was something very strange going on in the timing screens there. It's Norris has pitted. Okay, so that's Norris into the pits. Oh, the cars are all coming around. He's getting swallowed up here. He's getting swallowed up at 2.2 seconds though by McLaren. That's a fast stop. That's fast. Out he comes. Will he get out in front of Tsunoda? Looks like he did. What is the tyre life for the medium tyres? Anywhere up to 35 laps, Pirelli are telling us. But Hamilton did a solitary 30 laps on his tyres. But Russell is out there. He's still going. He's 33 laps into his tyres. 32 according to the tracker, but we're on lap 33, so you might as well take that as 32 and a half laps. Nice shot there. 1.7 seconds now between Hamilton and Perez, third and fourth. Verstappen 9.4 seconds behind Russell. Russell's times might start to fall away here. I'm going to have to look for some more advanced information if I can. How can I get laps? Okay, well, last time out, Russell did a 123.269. He's just gone over the line now, according to this tracker. Yeah. 122.3 from Verstappen. So Verstappen makes 9/10 of a second on him here. And that brings the gap down to 8.4 seconds. So Verstappen is going to catch Russell as it is at the moment. A 122.4 for Hamilton. So that's 8/10 of a second faster than his teammate. Perez 122.4, so 8/10 of a second as well. So definitely not optimal for Russell. He wants to pit for soft tires towards the end of the race. That's kind of what we're hearing. So I don't know. I'm by no means a Formula 1 strategist, and if I was, I'd probably work for Ferrari, which doesn't say a lot about my Formula 1 strategy. The pole curse? I don't think so. So far, not yet. We're over halfway into the race. Unless something dramatic happens to Verstappen, I think he's got this. 8.2 behind Russell. When Russell pits, Verstappen will have him. Verstappen does have to pit again, though, so let's not forget that. Okay, Ocon, 2.3 seconds. That's fine. There's some very fast pit stops today, actually. Very fast. Perez, what's he doing here? 1.8 seconds still behind Hamilton, so he's not really catching Hamilton. Here's Russell. He's in. He's pitting. So Russell is in. 2.7 seconds. Well, relatively slow by comparison to what we've seen so far today. Hamilton's up into second. Verstappen, of course, is leading. Perez now is in third place. So Perez is in front of Russell. So it's worked out okay for Perez in the end. We were a little bit worried about Perez after that slow pit stop. 5-second pit stop for him. Oh, Alvin, Ferrari's strategy gives me heart palpitations. You can't even say the word strategy. I couldn't with a straight face call that a strategy. They've just told Max Verstappen that the soft stint wear life was of no concern whatsoever. I think they're going to put the soft tires on Verstappen before the end of the race. Possibly. Does Bottas still need to pit? That's a great question, Jord. Haven't seen Bottas for ages. No, Bottas is still going on the medium tires. 34 laps old. As is Alonso. So 5th and 6th for those two guys. Let's see, Ricciardo, 34 laps on his tyres, and Joe, 34 laps on his tyres, and Gasly as well. Gasly will have to take a 5-second penalty when he pits. Hamilton on hard, he is on the hard tyres, you're absolutely right. I think Hamilton's going to the end, keep 6, unless he needs to do something towards the end and go on to faster tyres, but he's on the hard tyres for sure. I was about to say he's the only one on hard tires. Ocon and Norris and Latifi are also on the hard tires. So Latifi and Schumacher have been lapped, and so they'll disappear off our race tracker as a result of that. ESPN TV HD.com, you guys are killing us today. You are eager to get your message across, aren't you? Now, 1.3 seconds Perez behind Hamilton. Can he catch him? Oh, well, here's the hypothetical one for you. Keep 6, you can't say that. I've been standing up for Latifi in Canada today. Don't do this. I felt very bad for making the joke about Latifi crashing last week. You can't do that. I suppose you're allowed to make that joke, so that's fine. What was I going to say? Hypothetical, yes. If Perez gets past Hamilton, would Verstappen let Perez pass him before the end of the race? Because Verstappen has the World Championship already, and they have the Constructors' Championship already. It would be a nice gesture to make. The one caveat, of course, here is that Verstappen now is looking to take the record for the most race wins in one season. Not that he isn't going to win the next race and the race after that. So I think that record is coming his way regardless. But it's 13 race wins at the moment, isn't it? Is it 11 race wins or 13? Something like that. But he's tied with Vettel and Michael Schumacher, not Mick Schumacher. Plan C for McLaren. Let's listen.
Vettel is still out on soft. We are considering plan C. It would be plan C, target -5 to 10. Any thoughts?
Yep, understood. Happy.
So Ricciardo's happy with that. That is shocking. I didn't realize Vettel is still out with the soft tires. It's not on the tracker at the moment just how old those tires are. I'm going to see if I can find it. Oh, I do have a tire section here. So Vettel, 36 laps on the soft tires. That is crazy. Craziness. My goodness. Well, well, well. I did not realize that was happening. We need Vettel to win a race before the end of the season as well. I don't think it's going to happen in this car, unfortunately. Don't think this is the car to do it. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Something weird is going on here. I see what's happened. And we're back. Wow. Okay, that messed with my head. Okay, back to the race. Verstappen leads. He's on medium tires. Hamilton is in second. He's 8 seconds behind Verstappen. He's on the hard tires, 7.8 seconds now. Perez is in third, 1.2 seconds behind Hamilton. He's also on medium tires. Russell is in fourth. He's on the hard tires. He's 6.7 seconds behind Perez. Alonso then is on the medium tires, 19 seconds behind Russell. He hasn't pitted yet. He's out there on the medium tires now for about 35 laps. Not 35 laps. What am I talking about? 39 laps. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay, that's Alonso. Sainz then is in 6th place. He's 2 seconds now behind Alonso. He has pitted. He's on medium tires. Bottas is in 7th. Bottas, he hasn't pitted yet. 38 laps on the medium tires so far for Bottas. Leclerc has pitted on medium tires. Just as I said, they take it away from me. Take it away. Ricciardo then is in 9th place. He's on the medium tires. He's very strongly considering going on to soft tires before the end of the race. We heard that team radio. So that could be the way that most cars are going to end up going. Have a Mercedes blown it by going onto the hard tires? There's a question for you. I need to have a look at the lap times that they're doing. Hamilton did a 1:22.7 last time round, and Verstappen did a 1:22.6 And he's just done a 122.3. Let's see what Hamilton does when he comes around. Vettel has pitted 2.7 seconds. So a 122.382 for Verstappen, a 122.976 for Hamilton. So that's about just under 0.6 of a second slower. And a 122.6 for Perez, which puts him 0.8 of a second now behind Hamilton. He's in DRS range. Speaking of Perez, Jord says if Checo is on the 2-stop, I think he could be risking the podium, especially if Lewis makes things difficult for him. I cannot disagree with anything you just said there. I would like to think, though, that if he is on a 2-stopper, that he'll be on the soft tires next time and he'll chase down Hamilton and Russell and overtake them before the end of the race. And then Verstappen will move to one side and say, here you go, Mr. Perez. Here's the race win. Wishful thinking, perhaps. Bottas has finally pitted as well. It's 3.5 seconds, not the fastest. Ferrari versus Alonso. Sainz has gotten past Alonso. Just grabbing my bearings there for a sec. Fastest lap is still with Perez, by the way. So Sainz is getting away from Alonso now. Leclerc, he's not catching Alonso that much at the moment. Ricciardo has a good gap to Guan Yu Zhou. Okay, here's a replay of the Sainz move on Alonso. Just nips to the inside. Clean move, gets it done. His tires are much fresher. Yeah, Dion, what happened with Ferrari? Forgot about them for a moment. Yeah, didn't we all? Nothing really happened with them. They've just been a little bit off the pace this weekend. They qualified in, 5th and 7th, as you can see there. And they're currently running in 5th and 6th, so they're actually doing better by comparison to their qualifying, but just not really in the mix at all this weekend. It's Red Bull versus Mercedes this weekend. It's very strange. It's the first race this season where I've seen them so far off the pace. And it doesn't help then when you have a Plan C strategy and they don't really know what Plan C is. But that's classic Ferrari, as we all know. Gasly has pitted, so he'll be taking his 5-second penalty, I guess. Ocon trying to get the move done on Bottas. He does. So Bottas, unfortunately, has fallen a bit. Fallen from grace. Bottas is out on the hard tyres after doing 39 laps on the medium tyres. Not really sure what the point of that is. He should have pitted a little bit earlier, but that's what's happened. Oh, Bottas is fighting back here. If they don't know what Plan A is, they can forget about Plan B and C and D. They certainly can. They certainly can. Oh, Ferrari. There's Ocon move again around the outside, so he had great traction to get that done. He's also on the hard tyres, and he's made it stick, so that's good. We have a Pierre Gasly team radio. Hopefully this isn't when they told him about his penalty. But let's listen. Could be fun.
Okay, 5 seconds penalty pit stop, and we push to the flag.
Okay, a very matter of a fact. Russell's not happy with the hard tyre. Hamilton is also not happy with the hard tyre, so I have a suspicion this was the wrong call for Mercedes to go onto the hard tyre. I blame Pirelli. This is what they told us, but everybody else was kind of learning as they were going through the race. They were looking at what the other drivers were doing. They were looking at what their own car was doing. We even heard Red Bull report back to, I think it was back to Verstappen, where they said that they had a look at the soft tires that were used during the first stint and that they were in great shape. So it seems like medium and soft is the order of the day. So, get my finger in there to make my point. We are looking at soft tires for anybody else who has to pit again. Hamilton and Russell are both on the hard tires. Ocon, Bottas, Norris are on hard tires as well. Alonso is on the hard tire. Those guys are going to the end. And Latifi, of course, is on the hard tire. So they're going to the end. That's my assumption. They're going to the end. But everybody on the medium tire, Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Ricciardo running in sound. Ricciardo, have you pitted? Have you pitted, Daniel? Tell me, have you pitted? No, he hasn't pitted yet. 42 laps on the medium tires. Is the Merc pace getting better or worse? The Merc pace is Verstappen last time around 122.4 and a 122.566 for Hamilton, 122.5 for Perez, a 122.5 for Russell. Very consistent actually between those guys. I wouldn't say the pace is getting worse on the Mercedes, but they're definitely not going faster than the Red Bull, and I think that's the problem, because they definitely expect when Red Bull come out after their next pit stop, they are going to be very fast, very, very fast indeed, and they will be catching them, and they won't be able to pull away. It's not a complete disaster for Mercedes as I see it yet, because Hamilton is 9.6 seconds behind Verstappen, but by virtue of a pit stop, Verstappen is going to lose 20-25 seconds. So there's quite a battle on here. There's quite a battle. We're 44 laps into 71 lap race as well, so we've under 30 laps left. These are short laps as well around Mexico, so a lot of action left as far as I see it. Either way, the Red Bulls are going to have to overtake the Mercedes before the end of the race, as long as Mercedes don't decide to change their pit strategy, which they can't win if they change the pit strategy. Let's put it that way. They can't. They do. They just can't win. Max Verstappen team radio. Let's have a listen to this. If I hit the button, here we go.
Hamilton last lap at 22.5. Gap is 9.5.
A 122.2 last time around for Verstappen, and a 122.5 for Hamilton. So he's lost 0.3 on that one. Yeah, Jord. If Ricciardo and Zhou still have to pit, then yes, there is a chance for Bottas to get back into the point. Well, he's in the points at the moment. He's running in 9th, isn't he? Let me see. He's 11th on our tracker. Oh, I've spoiled it for myself. I spoiled it. Ricciardo has pitted. That's why. Or he's about to pit. Yes. So Bottas will be elevated up into 9th place when Ricciardo and Zhou pit. Yeah, Ricciardo's in the pits now. Oh, Bottas gets past his teammate, as does the Alpine of Ocon. Gets past Zhou. Has Zhou pitted yet? No, he hasn't pitted yet. 44 laps. So he's the only car that hasn't pitted. Lance Stroll has pitted again. He's on the medium tires. He's going to go to the end on these medium tires, I would suspect. He's in 18th place though. 18th place. Not understanding what's going on with Stroll here. What am I? He's not on medium tires. He's on soft tires. He's pitted again for soft tires. So he's got fresh soft tires, which now I assume he's going to go to the end on these soft tires. $10 the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton. Perez, it's pretty steady, 1.4 seconds behind Hamilton. He's not catching Hamilton anymore, but he's keeping the gap consistently there. Perez now has 22 laps done on his medium tires, and Verstappen has 20 laps done on his medium tires. So it's all going down. Pace, the pace, Dion, it's pretty solid. It's a 122.5 for Verstappen, a 122.7 for Hamilton, a 122.7 for Perez, a 122.5 for Russell, a 122.2 for Sainz, a 122.7 for Leclerc. Then Alonso's in the 123s. Everybody after that is 123s or 124s. Ricciardo has a 142, but he did pit on that lap, so that explains it. So Verstappen is going slightly faster than the Mercedes cars, and Russell matched him that time around. So there's no huge difference between the pace on the top 4 cars at the moment, and it looks like the Ferraris have a little bit of pace as well. Perez still has the fastest lap. Now here's Bottas. He's quite close to Ocon. Bottas is down 3 places from the start of the race, so that hasn't worked well for him. Russell is down 2 places from the start. Yes, of course, he's lost out to Hamilton and Perez. Latifi so is in 20th, Magnussen 19th, Stroll 18th, Schumacher 17th, Gasly 16th, Zhou 15th, Albon 14th. Looks like Albon has just overtaken him. Vettel 13th, Ricciardo 12th, Tsunoda 11th, Norris 10th, Bottas 9th, Ocon 8th, Alonso 7th, Leclerc 6th, Sainz 5th, Russell 4th, Perez 3rd, Hamilton 2nd, and Max Verstappen in 1st place. He's 10 seconds ahead of Hamilton still, so pretty solid gap. Laps, Dion, we're on lap 48 at the moment of 71. So yeah, just 23 laps left. Can you believe it? 23 laps left. It's been a good race. I feel like there's more excitement to come. Probably hasn't been as good as last weekend's race yet. It could get there, but that US Grand Prix was pretty darn good, I have to say. Pretty darn good from Texas. Do we have team radio? We have a Lance Stroll team radio. Of course we have to listen to this. He has been prioritized.
Big picture, Lance, you need to use the tools, or you need to drive the front in the right way in the high speed. That's critical at the moment.
So tell me just which corners exactly the high speed to lift more.
Yeah, high speed, 7, 8, 9, 10. We think use diff open and don't combine on those entries. Lift into 7 for fuel as well.
Wow, fascinating. So it's all about fuel conservation and tire preservation. Yes, indeed. We are looking at... I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. It's an Aston Martin and a Mercedes. So one of the Mercedes, Hamilton, I guess, is going to try to lap... it's Vettel, I guess. Is it Vettel? No. Yes. Yes, it's Vettel. Hamilton is still having power dropouts, he's saying. It is worrying, all right, Jord, that the driver who's gone around the last 49 laps needs to ask which corners are the high-speed corners. But you know, that's Lance Stroll for you. I was about to say he's running quite well today. He's in 18th, so he's not running that well today. Not that well at all. The Drivers' Championship, Hamilton could be up to 216 points, and that puts him 14 points behind Russell. I can't believe Russell is still ahead of him, though. Can Russell beat him in the championship this year? Don't think Hamilton will care that much. Hamilton just wants to win, and if he doesn't win, he may as well be last. That's the way it goes with great competitors. But then again, beaten by your teammate doesn't matter if it's for 19th and 20th place. I suppose you don't want it. You don't want it, do you? Logic needs to come into play a little bit. Now this is Ricciardo, and he's battling here for 11th place. So he's got Tsunoda just in front of him. What's the gap? It's 0.5, 0.6 of a second. 8th gear. Right down the gears. Heavy braking into the corner. There's Martin Garrix, musician. He'll be happy. Verstappen is winning the race. Lando Norris, team radio. Haven't heard from Lando all day.
Lando, the car behind Tsunoda is Daniel, 5 seconds back on a soft tyre. If we have anything, now's the time to use it.
Ooh, okay, so a completely different strategy there for both of the McLaren cars. There goes Ricciardo. No, he can't get the move done this time. But basically, reading in between the lines on that message there, they're still battling. Norris needs to get his foot down now. He's on the hard tires. He needs to get moving. Otherwise, Ricciardo will have to come past him. Ricciardo, those battling big time here with Tsunoda. Still can't get through. Will he do the old switcheroo? Try cut up at the inside. Not enough traction. Oh, this might work. No. Oh, contact. Oh, you could see that one coming. Tsunoda's off the track. He went over. Oh, and he's come right back on. And he makes Russell, by the looks of it, move out of the way. There's definitely damage to Tsunoda's car. A little bit of the floor is gone there. The wing looks okay. Oh, Sky Sports speculating Ricciardo will take a penalty for that. I want to see it again. He didn't leave enough space. Did he? No, I need to see it from a different angle, because what I saw was Tsunoda closing the door on a space that didn't exist, and as a result he ran over Ricciardo's tyre. However, they're being investigated. However, you could, I guess, argue that Ricciardo didn't leave enough space. So here comes Tsunoda into the pits. So at least he's gotten the car moving, and so we don't have a safety car. AlphaTauri box, indeed. It's Tsunoda. So what are they going to do here? Will it be a new front wing? Yeah, they're changing the front wing, and they're surely going to put soft tires on him. Soft tires on, that's good. Oh, they can't get the front wing off. Unbelievable. Well, the front suspension is broken, they think. So here's a replay of it. Racing line is with Tsunoda at the moment. Ricciardo dives down the inside. What the boop is he doing, is what Tsunoda said. It was a bit of a dive bomb from Ricciardo, let's be fair. Bit of a dive bomb down the inside. Yes, Tsunoda has that line all day long. I think Ricciardo is going to face a little bit of trouble for this. All right, Dion, what are the gaps? Indeed, what are the gaps? Let me have a look. I'll tell you now. 10.7 seconds between Verstappen and Hamilton. So Verstappen leads, of course. Perez then is 1.5 seconds behind Hamilton. Russell is 6.2 seconds behind Perez. Sainz is 26.7 seconds behind Russell. So a little bit out of the mix there. Leclerc is 3.7 seconds behind his teammate. Alonso, 27.6 seconds behind Leclerc. So a completely other battle going on there. Ferraris are in a battle of their own at the moment. Ocon then is 10.1 seconds behind Alonso. Bottas 2.5 seconds behind Ocon. And then in 10th place, Norris is 1.1 seconds behind Bottas. Ricciardo is 6 seconds behind his teammate in 11th place. So that's where we are with the main gaps. Let me see if there's any other small gaps. Gasly now is 0.5 of a second behind Vettel. That's for 13th and 14th. And Zhou is 0.6 of a second behind Gasly. So both of those guys could be looking to get past Vettel as it stands. Tsunoda's out of the race. So he's the first retirement from the race. We're only seeing 7 cars on the tracker now. That's because everybody up to there has been lapped. And I really dislike that about our tracker, that it eliminates cars after they get lapped. But, you know, a part of my brain also likes it a little bit. Latifi is up to P19 on pace alone. Absolute king. I told you the strategy for Latifi. They put him onto the hard tires very early. I knew it was eventually going to happen. He was going to make up places. So it's the long undercut. Let's call it the long undercut. So if somebody else goes out of the race, he'll make another place as well. So there you have it. Dion, imagine we have the same podium as last year. We could well have the same podium as last year. Yeah, it's Perez in third place at the moment. So yeah. We could have that. Who won last year? Was it Verstappen won last year? Ooh, a lot of dirt on the track there. Just caught my eye. So Vettel versus Gasly. Gasly's true. Vettel just got out of his way. That was almost like the Ricciardo incident again. He had to really back out of it, though. You can see he's lost a little bit of time there on Vettel. Ricciardo, 10-second penalty. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo. This hurts me so much. Like, Daniel, just park the car over there and go home. Gosh, that is disappointing. That is disappointing. And he's closing in on his teammate as well. Oh, very disappointing. They're voting for driver of the day. A driver of the day? Who's your driver of the day? There's a good question. Verstappen has been great. Hamilton has been, well, considering he seems to have engine dropouts. Just watching that collision again. It's considering he has engine dropouts. Hamilton has been driving very well, I think. Perez, it wouldn't be my driver of the day. Russell, no, he's down 2 positions from the start. Sainz and Leclerc, forget it. Alonso, 7th. Hasn't been too special. Jomel wants to know, when can Max Verstappen pit? Yeah, well, there's the question. When is Max Verstappen going to pit? We're on lap 55. Any time now then would be my guess, because we've only 16 laps left in the race. Any time now. They surely can't bring the medium tires home to the end. They could try. It wouldn't surprise me. He's 11 seconds ahead of Hamilton, and if he keeps the same lap times, can certainly try. Perez has the fastest lap at the moment, so there is no danger to Red Bull there with the fast lap. Let's not forget, they have the Constructors' Championship. Vettel, 3rd time in a row. Where is Vettel now? He's in 14th. Oh, we had a team radio for Yuki Tsunoda. I guess this is where they told him he's out.
The right hand side.
Sorry, Yuki Tsunoda is not out of the race.
It's damaged. Yuki, you have bodywork damage.
How he can think that overtake the? I don't know. It's really such a rookie guy. How the he can overtake?
Okay, he could be out. He could be out. His bodywork damaged by the sounds of it. Alonso has been lapped, so now we only have 6 cars on our tracker. I don't think Verstappen is going to lap Leclerc, so we may be safe to at least have those 6 cars until the end of the race. Bottas, even though he lost a couple of places, still in the points, or Albon not doing bad into P12. Yeah, Bottas is solidly in the points, and when you consider now Ricciardo, Norris has dropped down. What happened to Norris? Did Norris pit again? Or did Ricciardo just catch him? Lando Norris. He hasn't pitted again, so Ricciardo caught him and overtook him. But Ricciardo has a huge 10-second penalty coming up, so he is done for. Ricciardo needs to do as much driving now as he can. Don't think he'll manage the points, Ricciardo. With the 10-second penalty, that is. Albon then. Albon is running in 12th at the moment, and he is 10 seconds behind Norris in 11th. Alright, so his proposition of points isn't great right now. Danny Rick did catch Norris. He definitely did. They didn't show it to us, but he must have caught him at a rapid rate of knots. Let's have a very quick look at the lap. Oh my goodness. Daniel Ricciardo, a 122.8. Lando Norris, a 127.1. What happened to Norris there on the hard tyres? That's a crazy slow time. Norris must have gone off the track or something. Norris now is 4 seconds behind his teammate. Norris could have an issue. I haven't heard anything about it at all, but those times are not good. We'll keep an eye on a 1:25 this time around. Still 2 seconds. Ricciardo has gotten past Bottas. Oh, if Ricciardo didn't have that penalty, this would be a really good race for him, where he's like very convincingly beating his teammate here. 58 laps gone out of 71. No sign of the Red Bulls pitting yet. What a crazy race this is. I don't know what to make of this. I tell you, I've spent more time on the tire tracker today than I have any other race. There's so many different strategies out there. If you're watching the Formula 1 feed at the moment, you'll see that medium tires, hard tires, soft tires, it's all over the place. What are the chances of Checo catching Hamilton? Asks Rola Stoney. Welcome to the channel, Rola Stoney. 1.7 seconds at the moment. I need to check Perez's tires and I'll give you a somewhat thought through response to that. So Perez is on the soft tires and has been for 23 laps, and Hamilton is on no, sorry, no, I always read the wrong side. So Perez is on the medium tires and has been for 35 laps. Hamilton is on the hard tires and has been for 29 laps. I would expect Hamilton probably has a little bit more life in his tires, but there seems to be good durability in all tires this weekend. So, or well, not this weekend, today. So it's inconclusive. I don't think Perez is going to catch Hamilton. 1:22.5 last time out for Hamilton, a 1:22.7 for Perez. So Hamilton was slightly faster. Yeah, I would say the chances of Perez not only catching but overtaking Hamilton quite low with only 12 or 13 laps left to go. Now, okay, 20th place is Tsunoda. No, Tsunoda is out of the race. What am I thinking? I got so confused there. I said Tsunoda wasn't out of the race. Tsunoda is definitely out of the race. I can confirm 100% Tsunoda is out of the race. Tsunoda is out. Latifi's in 19th, Magnussen 18th, Schumacher 17th, Stroll 16th, Vettel 15th, Joe 14th, Gasly 13th, Albon 12th, and Norris in 11th. Then in 10th place in the points, we have Bottas. Ricciardo is in 9th, Ocon 8th, Alonso 7th. It looks like Hamilton is just going to lap. Oh no, it's he's going to lap Alonso. Let's just watch that clean. Russell is still not happy on his tire. He says that's the hard tire. So it's Ocon 8th, Alonso 7th, Leclerc 6th, Sainz 5th, Russell 4th, Perez 3rd, Hamilton 2nd, and Verstappen in 1st. 13 seconds now, the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton. Perez 1.4 seconds behind Hamilton. Russell 5.4 seconds behind Perez. Sainz 29.976, so basically 30 seconds behind Russell. And Leclerc is 4.3 seconds behind his teammate in 6th place. Alonso then is 43.4 seconds adrift of Leclerc in 7th. So those are the main gaps at the moment. Perez, well, yeah, Perez probably is looking after his tires, but they are still older than Hamilton's tires. They're 37 laps old. Now, Hamilton is speculating that the medium tires are going to go to the end. I've got to say, I have my suspicion as well. Another 10 laps to go. Verstappen 35 laps on the medium tires and Perez 37 laps on the medium tires. Craziness. Ricciardo is through. He's gotten past Alonso. Oh, Ocon is in 7th. How did Ocon get into 7th place? 26 laps, 19 laps. So Ocon is ahead of his teammate somehow. But here's Ricciardo. He's battling with Ocon. It's by far... Oh, got very close to the back of him there. This is by far Ricciardo's best race of the season if it wasn't for that crash with Tsunoda. He really just screwed his race by doing that. A little bit more patience and he would have gotten through. Now Ricciardo is coming for Ocon. Is he dragging Alonso with him? Yeah, he's dragging Alonso with him. Alonso 0.6 of a second behind. Alonso to do the move on his teammate when Ricciardo gets past him. 10 laps to go. Confirmed on the screen now. Something definitely happened to Alonso. He was ahead of Ocon. It seems like Alonso has an issue with the car. Here's Ricciardo now, DRS on Ocon. Yes, he's got it. He's got the place. So that's Ricciardo up into 7th place. Now, what is the gap between Ricciardo and 11th place? It is, I'll tell you this now, I'll tell you, it's 7 tenths and 2 seconds, so 2.7 and 3 seconds. It's 5.7 and 1 second, 6.7 seconds at the moment, back to 11th. So Ricciardo ain't going to finish in the points as it stands. He needs to find another 4 or 5 seconds out of somewhere. Let's see, a solid 5 seconds to make it safe. Driver of the day closes in 8 laps, they said. Yeah, you're right, Jord. As it stands, Ricciardo will be down in P11 with the penalty. He would indeed, yeah. At least P11. Yeah, it would be P11 because Albon is 6.4 seconds behind Norris. So there. How are we doing for laps? We're on lap 63 of 71. Alrighty, and then there are 13.5 seconds now between Verstappen and Hamilton. Perez 3.7 seconds behind Hamilton. So Perez is falling away. His tires are starting to go off a little bit. It's too late in the race now for Perez to pit. Too late. Russell is catching him. 4.7 seconds behind Perez. Perez could be in danger here. If Bottas keeps the points, he's my driver of the day, according to Jord. That's a good call, Jord. Although, I'm going to counter that and say that Bottas did not start in 10th. He's actually down positions. He's down. He's down from where he started. Driver of the day, though, that's a good one. There's nobody that really stands out. Verstappen and Hamilton have been quite good. Sainz and Leclerc, you might as well forget it. Ricciardo, if Ricciardo didn't have this incident with Tsunoda, he'd be nailed on driver of the day for me. Nailed on. We're looking at Norris now. Norris is catching Bottas, though. So here is the problem. Here's the problem, Jord. We have to keep an eye on that Ricciardo gap as well. So I estimate 4 seconds, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5 seconds. So he's still 1.5 seconds away from being outside of that 10 second. Anthony says, let's go Checo. Lol. Well, hope all is well. Anyway, only one can do it then. Check is the man. Yeah, Checo's the man. Checo's the man for today. That's why I'm wearing the Red Bull t-shirt. Red Bull t-shirt today. I had Mercedes one last week. They nearly did it. I didn't wear it for Max Verstappen to win, but it looks like he is going to win. Sharmy asks, is Perez able to pass Hamilton? 4.5 seconds. No, Perez is falling away from Hamilton now. So he's losing time on Hamilton. He won't catch Hamilton unless something bad happens to Hamilton's car. And Hamilton has been saying that he's having engine dropouts, but, it doesn't seem to be impacting his performance at all. The only MTB Gaming says, will Max pit again? Apparently not. He's not going to pit again. It looks like he won't pit again. Unless there's a safety car. I wouldn't put it past them if there was a safety car. I'm just seeing now that there's yellow flags out. What are the yellow flags for? Oh, all of the cars have disappeared off the tracker as well. Why? Virtual safety car coming up, guys. Yeah, Checo's tires are going for sure. They're dropping off. I'm going to have to refresh the tracker. Don't know what's going on there, but it's disappeared. See if we can get it back. Come back. Come back to us, please. Come back. It's kind of back. It's kind of back. Oh, Alonso. It's Alonso's car is in trouble and he's pulled off the track here. So that's why we're seeing yellow flags. And I believe, yeah, he's out of the car. He's parked the car and he's out. So I think there is going to be a virtual safety car coming up here. I was just looking at the Formula 1 tracker and it seemed to indicate a virtual safety car. Yeah, we've got it. It's the virtual safety car. Everything gets neutralized. So if anybody needs to make a very quick pit stop here, maybe now's the time, but 6 laps left. No point. I wonder, Jord, could they pit Perez? What's his gap back to Russell's 5.8 seconds? It's not enough. I don't think he'll be able to catch Russell and overtake him. Could put him on soft tires. He'd be dramatically faster. Dramatically faster. Rolla Stoney, Alonso. I agree, yeah. Big Alonso fan myself, I have to say. Now, it looks like Norris got the move done here, did he? Yeah, Norris got past Bottas. So that's Norris up into 9th, Bottas down into 10th. Of course, our Bottas doesn't fall out of the points because Alonso is out of the race now. So our second retirement from the race. And there you go. Latifi has made up another position. Can I have a shout out to Duncan Powell? Yes, you can have a shout out. Hello, Duncan Powell. Hope you're enjoying the race. It's been a good one so far. We don't have too long left either. 66 laps out of 71 gone. Hamilton now, I look at that tracker. He's way behind Verstappen. Verstappen could very well lap Leclerc if he had a few more laps left in this race. Five laps to go. Okay, Anthony, this is a big comment. So, oh well, roll out the red one for today then. The Red Bull. That's red, not the other red team. Yeah, Ferraris. Not a great race from Ferrari today. I really like the show, by the way. Good job, brother. You rock big time. Blessed be everybody. Much love. Thank you very much for joining us, Anthony. Thank you. Really appreciate the support. Latifi is on fire today. Jord, he's made 2 late overtakes during the course of this race. He's up into 18th. Going well for Latifi. Still 8 places away from the points though. Now, I need to see what's the gap for Ricciardo. Ricciardo 7. Ricciardo's going to do it here. He's 11 seconds ahead of Bottas. 11, 12, 13 seconds ahead of Bottas. So he's in the points now. Oh. Can you get one more for Duncan Powell? Yes, you can have one more for Duncan Powell. I'm trying to figure out if I'm being tricked here or not, but I guess not. Okay, we have a Pierre Gasly team radio. Not many team radios today for some reason.
Okay, Pierre, 5 more laps. Everything you have, I leave it to you now.
Everything you have, Pierre. You're running in 12th place, 0.6 of a second behind Albon. I think they smell a point, possibly. He's on the soft tires as well, so he's going to go for it. Who's going to go for it? Now, Verstappen leads, Hamilton 2nd, Perez 3rd, Russell 4th, Sainz 5th, Leclerc 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Ocon 8th, Norris 9th, Bottas 10th. Your driver of the day, Bottas, it's still looking good, still in 10th place, still in the points, and by virtue of Ricciardo finishing in the points, he's still my driver of the day, I think. Ricciardo is nearly 9 seconds up on Ocon, they're saying. Let me have a look at that. I'll see it with my own eyes. Yeah, 9.051 seconds. if he could pull the 10-second gap on Ocon, he keeps 7th place. Come on, Ricciardo. You're my driver of the day, Ricciardo, if you do this. For sure. For certain, you can have it. You can have it. I would give you Verstappen's win if I could, but I can't. I just can't do that. Been a quiet race for Hamilton, actually. He's just there in 2nd place all day long. 14.1 seconds behind Verstappen, and Perez is 4.3 seconds. So Perez has closed the gap slightly, but nothing to get excited about. Albon is catching him, though. It could be driver of the day, depend on who gets P10. So you're going for P10. Well, Gasly is catching Albon, and there's the other part. Gasly's right on Albon right now. It's Gasly, 69 laps of 71 gone. I don't think Gasly would be able to catch Bottas by the end, would he? Well, we all saw Vettel last weekend. Anything is possible. Anything is possible here. And Gasly's got the move done. He's past Albon. He's up into 11th. Actually, he's very close here to Bottas. Very close to Bottas. Team radio for Daniel Ricciardo.
What time did Russell just do?
Russell 22.5. Gap is 2.0. Ocon 9.6. 3 to go.
9.885 seconds. 9.995 seconds between Ocon and Ricciardo. 10.07. Ricciardo's in 7th at the moment. 10-second penalty, of course, for Ricciardo. Anthony asks, this is a good question. What's your idea or opinion on the young group of Formula One drivers compared to the time before? I think these kids are pretty on point. I think the youth leagues and kart helps guide them early into these seats. In particular with Formula 2 and Formula 3, I think the fact that they now have the Pirelli tires and that they're experienced in preserving the tires and preserving the rubber and everything else like that definitely helps them when they come into Formula 1. I know we kind of touched on this a little bit last week as well. There's a very mixed group. There's the uber talented, let's say. You know, we have the Nick de Vries of the world, and we have who am I looking for here? The Lando Norrises of the world. You know, drivers like that coming through. And then, of course, we have the pay drivers. And the one that springs to mind, Schumacher. Schumacher is a little bit in no man's land because he clearly does have some talent. Possibly not the talent his father had. Would he have more talent than Ralf Schumacher? Probably not as it stands at the moment, but he won Formula 2, so it's interesting. My guinea pigs are faster than the Ferrari cars at the minute. Give the guinea pigs a shout out. They're called Peru and Peaches. Peru and Peaches, faster than a Ferrari. There you go. Coming back to your comment, though, Anthony, about the young drivers in Formula 1. They're supremely well prepared. There's a good group there. I'm quite excited about a few of the drivers in Formula 2. It'll be good to see what Piastri can do. He's definitely a hot prospect. And I quite like Liam Lawson as well. I think he's from New Zealand, isn't he? Yeah, Liam Lawson looks good. Jord says, in my opinion, the new generation are very exciting, especially the likes of Verstappen and Norris. Yeah, I didn't even think of Verstappen in the new generation, and he's probably the same age as them. It's just he's been in Formula 1 for so long. But for me, Kimi versus Schumi versus Alonso will always be peak Formula 1, probably a bit of nostalgia there. Well, peak Formula 1. Peak Formula 1. Hakkinen versus Schumacher. Do you remember that? Spa-Francorchamps. I agree. Yeah, Alonso and Schumacher, that was great, and the battles with Kimi as well. My God, that McLaren was super fast that Kimi used to drive. Now here we come, and Verstappen has won the race. Russell has set the fastest first sector, so Russell is going for the fastest lap here. Did Russell pit? Let me see. Did Russell pit? He may have, because he pitted for the soft tires. He was so far ahead. Oh, you're right, Jord is on the mark here. Russell has pitted. He's going for the fastest lap. Perez has finished in 3rd place. It's Hamilton in 2nd, by the way. Russell, fastest 2nd sector. Can he do the fastest third sector? Sainz and Leclerc will come home for 5th and 6th as well. So Russell now is just coming around the final turn here. Yeah, he's got it. Fastest lap for George Russell. So he pulls back 1 point on Lewis Hamilton in their battle in the championship standings. Interesting. Perez is up into 2nd in the championship. He's just jumped Leclerc. Pretty bad race from Leclerc, really. 6th place. Okay. Let me just confirm the standings that we have right now. So, if I can get the leaderboard back here. Verstappen has won the race. Maybe I should make that a little bit clearer here. Verstappen, race winner. So Verstappen has won. Hamilton is in 2nd. Perez is 3rd. Russell is 4th. Sainz is 5th. Leclerc 6th. Ricciardo holds on to 7th. Oh, there you go. Validated. My driver of the day is Ricciardo. Ocon is in 8th place. Norris is in 9th. Bottas is in 10th. Gasly is in 11th. Albon 12th. Zhou 13th. Vettel 14th. Stroll 15th. Schumacher 16th. Magnussen 17th. And Latifi is in 18th. Alonso finishes 19th. Well, he didn't finish. And Tsunoda is also retired in 20th place. Rolla Stoney says, happy for Checo. Was hoping for the win before the race. Then hoping for 2nd. Settled for 3rd. Yes, at least he's on the podium. And that will cause quite the celebration. At least Checo got on the podium. Yeah, you beat me to it, Jord. You're right. Anthony says, I miss the 80s and 90s, but definitely love this new group. Some might need a wake-up call or push it. Yeah, but definitely need a wake-up call. No room for fourth, lol. So good ideas, man. I'll check Formula 2 and see next year will be something. Yeah, next year we have Piastri in the McLaren replacing Daniel Ricciardo. So that he's the one to watch, isn't he? And of course we have De Vries in the AlphaTauri as well. So very exciting. Of course, Gasly then is in the Alpine. So lots to look forward to. Jomel says, thanks for streaming. Thanks for joining us, Jomel. And yes, your take it, says Anthony. Avan says, thank you for the commentary throughout the race. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining, Avan. Thank you for joining. And thanks to everybody who joined us. We were streaming today on, believe it or not, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're watching us on whatever platform you're watching us on, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, whatever the correct terminology is for where you're at, and hit the bell as well if you're on YouTube to be notified of future videos. And so we should be back for... I'm going to tell it to you exactly now. I've got the schedule ready to go. Mexico City Grand Prix, of course, is today, and it's just finished now with Verstappen winning the race. Sao Paulo on the 13th of November. So we have a 2-week gap, a little bit of a rest, and we're back then 6 o'clock my time for the race on the 13th of November. That's the second last race of the season, and then 1 week later we have Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Yes, indeed. We all remember how exciting that was last year. That'll be 1 o'clock my time, but of course, local times vary depending on where you are. And then very quickly before I go, hang on, let me do the comments beforehand. Dion says, thanks my guy once again for the updates. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, Dion. Thanks for joining. Reno, thanks for streaming. You're very welcome. Thanks for joining. Jamal says, worth beating my 4 a.m. alarm to see Max Verstappen win. Yeah, I'm glad you're happy about that. Verstappen, he's got very little mention from me today, but he's a cool customer. He's done really, really well yet again. And congratulations to him on winning the race. Jord says, cheers for the coverage. Cheers for joining, Jord. And thank you. Some great comments from you today, Jord. Really, really made me laugh. Now, let's see if I can put up the championship standings for you here. Nobody will be surprised to hear that Max Verstappen, of course, has won the championship. Anthony says, be easy and safe. Thanks, everyone. And you, man, thanks a lot. Thank you, Anthony. E.T. Ranger, good job. Thanks for your efforts. Thanks for joining, E.T. Okay, So Verstappen leads the championship. As we know, he's won the championship. Perez, though, is up into second place now, as you can see. He's on 280 points. Leclerc then 275 points. A bad showing for Leclerc today. Russell remains in fourth. Hamilton is catching him, though. He's catching him ever so slightly. So 231 points for Russell, 216 points. So he's 15 points behind now for Hamilton. Sainz then is down one position. So Hamilton has actually jumped him as well. So bad day for the Ferraris. They're getting jumped all over the place here. Norris is in 7th, Ocon 8th, Alonso 9th. So Alonso and Ocon, the gap now is... Oh, of course, Ocon got points because Alonso went out of the race. So the gap now is 11. Max Verstappen just speaking to the crowd now. Ricciardo then is in 12th. He hasn't gone up any positions, believe it or not, even though he raked in some points. Jamal says, see ya again next race, man. See you there, Jamal. Thanks for joining. And Vettel is 11th, Ricciardo 12th, Magnussen 13th, Gasly 14th, Stroll 15th, Schumacher 16th, Tsunoda 17th, Joe 18th, Albon 19th, and Latifi is in 20th place. And just let's have a look at the constructors very, very quickly as well. No real movement on the Constructors' Championship. So Red Bull have won it, as we know. Ferrari are still in second place. And they have about a 53-point lead over Mercedes in third place. Alpine in fourth. Look at that, 11 points ahead of McLaren. Alfa Romeo are in sixth. They have a 3-point lead over Aston Martin. Haas are in eighth. AlphaTauri are in ninth, 1 point behind Haas. And Williams are in 10th place. So that's it. There you go. So thank you everybody for joining us. It was a good race. I'm giving this one a 7 out of 10. Didn't really know where the pit strategies were going there for a while, but they just managed to do amazing work on those medium tires, and some people even on the soft tires. Mercedes probably did the wrong call with the hard tires today. Could have been a little bit more exciting, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, as I said, thanks for joining us, and I will speak to you soon. Have a good one. See you in 2